problems for the Instagram. Of course.
Of course.
One more time, and then if not, we're going native.
All right. Sounds good. Give me a second, guys. Trying to work this out. About to go native.
Of course. It's going too smooth, man.
Right? Facebook is live, huh?
Facebook's good. Hey, Facebook, how you doing?
What's going on, Facebook? Everybody's out there. What's going on? What's going on, Facebook? Everybody's out. Facebook sounds good. Sure, good. Yeah, audio is good there on Facebook for sure. Let's see here. Let's go live here.
Should be live on Instagram in just a few as well.
All right. Todd Hamilton, B. George, join us in on TikTok. Just give me a minute, guys. I'm just making sure Instagram and all that's online. I got a great show for you guys. We're about to go live in all these different places. We're going to talk about some great things like peptide therapies, some different things about eating late night. Is it good for your cardiovascular health or not? And then we're also going to talk about some foods that can boost your brain health and help ward off dementia. So these are good things I think that everybody can learn from, and that's what it's all about. Me giving you guys some good information. We're going to talk about peptide therapy. MK-677 and how it can help you guys, and going live here as well on my other phone. Let's go. All right, guys, so thank you guys. Welcome to Titan Talk Tuesday with me, John CEO and founder of Titan Medical Center. I'm here for you guys every week to break down different things from the therapy of the week, bring up different health topics, answer your questions about Titan Medical Center therapies, or different things that you guys want to know, maybe how to gain lean muscle, lose weight quicker, better sleep, better skin, elasticity, better performance in the bedroom. Whatever you're trying to accomplish, Titan Medical Center can help you guys nationwide. Feel better, look better, perform better. Hormone replacement therapy, medical weight loss, vitamin amino acid injectable therapies, rejuvenation detox, libido enhancers, peptide therapies, blood work, everything, nationwide service at your guys' fingertips. Very simple and easy to do, everything. So let's get into it. And big shout out to everybody that's joining me in. Barry Nash, Rare Bale on TikTok, Shauna Purcell, Jose Hernandez, D21 Morse, Kurt813, Cradle to the Grave, Dr. Philo, Michelle, how you doing? The Latin Vegan, Hey B. Cansey, what's going on? Luis Barrios, CrossFit Ronnie. And I'm going to go into all these different questions. Whatever you guys have, please shoot them out for me. All right, so let's get into it and let's start talking about it. And if you guys have any questions about these different things, or you have questions for yourself, shoot them out to me. But let's get into it. So let's talk about MK-677. So MK-677, ibutamoren, is the therapy of the week. Now with peptides, right? I just want to be very clear and open and honest with you guys. Listen, the FDA did put these scheduled peptides on Schedule 2, and they're not supposed to be getting compounded. These pharmacies out there are still doing it. So we're servicing our patients as much as we possibly can. So please don't be upset that peptides are still around, because once they go, they're going to probably be gone forever, or until they try to bring them back or whatever may happen. But for right now, we're good to go. So let's utilize these things for our benefits while we still got them. Let's talk about MK-677, ibutamoren. So this one's really a good one for a lot of different reasons. It can help in a lot of different ways for different people too, right? So when we talk about MK-677, ibutamoren, we talk about what it is. So it's an oral GHRH peptide therapy. And what does that mean? So it comes in a capsule, and it's a GHRH peptide. So it's a growth hormone releasing hormone peptide. And what does it do? So it will help increase, your growth hormone levels and help raise IGF-1 levels by, helping you. It could be decreasing body fat. It could put on lean body mass. It can help with sleep patterns. It will also help with hunger. You have a lot of people out there that cannot get the calories in that they need because they're not hungry, right? And this will stimulate hunger beyond belief. So if you need to get those calories in to grow, if you're really looking to get lean mass, you got to be able to eat and sleep properly and get all this training in and all that good stuff. This is going to help along with that, right? It's going to help increase appetite so you can eat more. And if you don't want the appetite, but you want to raise IGF-1 levels and you want the better recovery and all that great stuff, and you want an oral GHRH peptide therapy, then you can take it at night, right before bed, and not have to deal with any of those problems or issues and get all the benefits without any of the negative side effects or downturn of eating. Because if you're not prepared to eat, what's going to happen is you're going to eat down the house or eat things that you shouldn't be eating, and it's going to cause negative things to happen, like, bad weight gain, water retention. You don't want these things. The whole point to taking these therapies, guys, is to utilize them to get all the good benefits with limited to no side effects or downside potential. So at that point, that's what we want to do, is set you up for success so you guys can do it. And big shout out to everybody joining me in. I see everybody joining me on TikTok, Instagram, Facebook, YouTube, wherever you guys are at. Big shout out to Eric Espudo. I got my personal page and my John Sharice page on my phone. Big shout out. So, if you guys are really looking for an oral GHRH or a growth hormone releasing hormone peptide, or want to stimulate hunger, right, or want better sleep, this is going to possibly be the therapy for you, right? It's really simple and easy to do and to be able to get. All you have to do is fill out the new patient paperwork. You can do that on our website, on our social media platforms, on Linktree, all these different places. Fill out the new patient paperwork. We're going to give you a call. We're going to set you up with a medical consultation with our provider. You can either come in the office here in Tampa, Florida, or if you're not in the area or you can't come in, you guys can do your medical consultation via video conference that's recorded with the medical provider. Simple, easy, right down to the point. And after that, you can order this therapy and a lot of the other different therapies that there's no blood work that's required. Now, obviously, listen, I always recommend for somebody to get blood work. One, you can see where all your baseline levels are at, right? Before you start taking therapies and all that, you know where you started. So when you redo a blood test or want to follow up on a blood test to check levels, you know where you started and where you're at. And then if you need to make any changes, you've seen great, progress in some areas, no progress, whatever it may be, you can adapt, tweak, and then redo your regimen. So, you can work in maybe some things that you weren't getting or that had been off. And that's what it's all about, really knowing what's going on inside the body to make an educated decision about what to be able to tweak or utilize to get you where you want to be or get you right. So I always recommend that, but it's not needed. So if you say, listen, I don't need that, I've already had a blood test, whatever, then that's fine too. Just fill out the new patient paperwork, you'll see the medical provider, and you'll be good to go. Any questions you guys got on TikTok, Instagram, Facebook, YouTube, shoot them out to me. What's going on? Strength Addicts in the house, Kaji Gus, Christina, Nazana, Jeff Timo on TikTok, Eduardo on TikTok, Bless One on TikTok. What's going on? How you guys doing? I like to keep up with you guys. I appreciate all you guys joining me on this Tuesday. And Christmas is coming up this Sunday, right? God, is it this Sunday already? Wow. Christmas is coming. New Year's is coming. So along with New Year's, big shout out, Roosevelt Woodard. What's going on, brother? I hope all is well. So we got New Year's coming, right? And obviously, I think the biggest thing for New Year's is resolution-wise is going to be weight loss. That's always the biggest one out of all the things I think that people ask for resolution-wise. So start now. Start getting on that, that track to get your guys where you want to go if it's weight loss. Or if it's to gain lean muscle mass. Maybe you want to gain 10 pounds of muscle. Well, you got to start somewhere, and now is your time to get on that track. Because after January 1st, the gym is going to be super packed, right? Whether you like it or not. And you know what? It's not a bad thing that people are trying to get in there and get right. I know you might not get your equipment as fast as you usually get. We have to wait in line or whatever it may be. But this is ultimately a good thing because the more people that are in there, the more work that's getting done. And hopefully a lot more people stick with it. And there's so many different therapies out there. I knew Titan was a natty. So at that point, it's essential for you guys to get in there and start getting it going. And if you start doing that, you'll start getting to where you want to go a lot quicker. And that's really what it's all about, guys. So start your resolutions now, whatever you want to do, whether it's lose weight, gain lean muscle, have better flexibility, whatever it is, even if it's just to get better at your job or perform there. Start doing things now to set yourself up for success. When you want to accomplish this goal, you got to put together a game plan and an action plan of what's going to get you there. Put together the action plan, start incorporating some of those things so you guys start getting ahead. It's really, really all about you guys 100%. And your health is number one, right? And it should be number one. And this is something that will really motivate you too as well. If you feel good, like healthy wise, you feel good energy, you're actually going to perform better and be more productive and be more motivated. So at that point, make sure you guys are getting your blood work checked, your hormones dialed in, you're feeling better. And like I said, New Year's resolutions this year, more people than ever should be able to hit their weight loss resolution goal because semaglutide's here, tirzepatide is here. They've got new medications that are coming out that are changing the game for weight loss for anybody out there that really needs it, right? Or wants it at that point because it's at their fingertips. And this is something that, before we'd have weight loss therapies that would help expedite results, but, training, nutrition, sleep, and all these things go along with that. With some of these different medications and therapies they have now for weight loss, it really doesn't matter what you do. But, you don't want to be like that either. So when you are taking some of these medications, start making a change for your lifestyle and start making a healthy change. And start incorporating some good habits and get rid of negative habits. That's just my rant on that. So, all right. So big shout out. All right. Next. What you got?
I was going to say a lot of people watching. How many comments? That's okay.
A lot of people watching. Any comments? Please shoot out some questions, whether it's therapies, what are you trying to achieve? What are your guys' New Year's resolutions? What are some of your common ones? Are they weight loss? Are they gain lean muscle mass? Or is it do better at your job or better your relationship? Please just shoot it out to me so we can talk about it. Let's talk about the next one, though. So late night eating is linked to higher cardiovascular disease risk. Study suggests. So this study was kind of crazy. It was studying people and basically at that point, cardiovascular disease and them eating at night. And basically like eating at night, obviously we know eating at night is usually a bad thing, especially, if you're sitting a whole bunch of carbs or, sugars and, it's candy before bed. This is obviously bad for you, right? Now, drinking some protein, eating some protein, while you're sleeping, I don't think that's such a bad thing. But, with this, cardiovascular disease is the leading reason for disease and death worldwide. Dietary patterns contribute significantly to cardiovascular risk, with almost 8 million deaths from cardiovascular disease being linked to faulty diet. In recent years, many parts of society have become less focused on traditional meal times, and diets have become more commonplace, meaning the meal timings are often irregular. So this is crazy. So 8 million deaths just from cardiovascular disease, and this is linked to diets. And we have to say, well, this makes a little bit of common sense because at this point, more people are obese and overweight than ever. So more people that are obese and overweight are more likely to have cardiovascular disease, which then puts them at a higher risk of death, right? And this is not something to laugh about. It's something that's very serious and that's going on, and the number just keeps rising. So, however, the link between cardiovascular health and eating fasting cycles is part of an important new field of chrononutrition that seeks elucidate the network of connections between meal times and health. So, with this, they were breaking down meals like breakfast, dinners, lunches, and stuff like that. And obviously, research has shown breakfast is essential to maintaining normal metabolism and cardiovascular health. The later in the night the meals are, the more it promotes different things like abnormal lipid profiles, obesity. In women, it also leads to metabolic syndrome. However, this is considerably confusing over what time identifies each meal and what defines late night eating, because different meal times for different people on different schedules. Some people work night shifts where they're reversed in their time clock. So I guess it's really where you are, where you're basically at in your time of day, I guess, right? And time-restricted eating, too, could be a method to improving cardiovascular health. So fasting, this is time-restricted meal planning. At that point, we want to look at this and we want to look at, can we stop eating so much at night? Yes, you can. How can you do that? Now, there's a couple different methods that you can do, whether it's you're starting to train yourself to fast at night and you're starting to fast at a certain time. Some people stop at 6 p.m. at night and they won't eat any carbs or any other foods past 6 p.m. They get in all their meals in the beginning. You could possibly try that. Different people, different things work. So I don't think, like I said, this study doesn't say you have to eat this time, you're this weight, this BMI. It doesn't have a particular breakdown specific for each person, because I think a lot of people are different in that way. So at that point, don't eat at night. Eat during the day, eat in the morning, utilize and burn those calories that you're intaking so they're not getting stored too as well. So that's it. I'm not really going to go into this, but I mean, there was a lot of different information from, maximum benefits would appear to be when nighttime fasting periods were prolonged by advancing the time of the evening meal rather than delaying or skipping the first meal of the day. So like I said, they want you to start eating in the morning. And what they say is, so you guys understand this, is that, eating in the morning starts the metabolism going right away because your body is supposed to be fasting, through the night when it's sleeping. And, so when you get up in the morning, you want your body to start working immediately. So you introduce some food. Now, at that point, introduce some protein, some water. Try to stay away from glucose and all that in the morning. No sugars. Just try to get some water in, get some protein in, get the body moving. And at that point, you can add a little bit of carbohydrates in because, that's going to be my next topic when we talk about brain health and how much food is an important part of that. So just do that. I mean, this really has for you to clean up your diet, keep the nutrition, start trying to have times where you're eating on a regular basis so your body is moving like a machine. If you have regular times when you have to get it and you have to get it in, it is what it is. But the more that you can be consistent about what you do day in and day out, the better off you're going to be and the better results you're going to get. And that goes with training, nutrition, sleep, everything. So the more that you can be consistent, the better off you're going to be, and that's everything in life, for sure, 100%.
Got one for you on the screen.
Sure. Does Titan provide enclomiphene along with testosterone? I would imagine they're saying. So yes. Yes, Titan provides enclomiphene. We're also going to have compounded HCG for patients again. So at that point, you guys will be good to go. And add back therapy wise, we're going to be there for you guys. We're going to have different things, but enclomiphene is one thing. We'll have kisspeptin again. We'll have HCG that's compounded again. So there will be vast amounts of options for you guys again. Thank goodness that some of these pharmacies are doing what they're going to do, because at that point they are helping the patients get some of these medications that some pharmacies will not produce. Okay, so we got another one on TikTok. I'm 40 and I weigh 260 pounds. Should be around 200. Everything hurts these days. Got any suggestions? All right, so obviously, listen, if you're 40 years old and you're 260 pounds, you didn't put your height on here. Let me know what your height is. But if you say that you need to be around 200 pounds, then I would probably put your height around 5'11", 6 foot. Usually that's the BMI scale of 200, 205, like right in there. Maybe 180. I mean, it just depends. I'm trying to think what that scale says. It's been a long time since I looked at the BMI because I don't like it. I don't trust it. But I think BMI is between 5'11", 6 foot, between 180 to 200 pounds.
Can you pull it up?
Yeah, if you can, please.
I got you.
We'll just look at it so we can be precise on it. But, everything's hurting, right? And this could be from a number of different things. Now, you're putting more stress on the body because you have a lot of weight on you. This can make things hurt. You put more stress on areas, joint areas, back, hips, knees. So at that point, the biggest thing I would say is that we want to lose this weight. We want to get this off. If you're saying you need to be around 200 pounds, we got to lose 60 pounds. And that's not, an easy task, but it's something that we can relatively do very simply and easy. So 6 foot, healthy weight, we're going to look around 100.
How tall is he?
So I don't know, but I would just say a regular 6 foot person.
Okay, how much does he weigh?
160 pounds.
That's right here.
Yeah. So you're old. What? Are you still in the green?
Whoa, underweight. Yeah, he's only 165, 60.
No, he's 260.
Oh, 260. Oh,
so he's off the charts.
Oh, yeah, you're off the charts.
And I don't know. He could be taller. I don't know, but him saying that he needs to be around 200 pounds.
Yeah,
that might put you healthy wise. You'd have to be 6'4".
Yeah.
6'4". So that's what I'm trying to say. Like right now, I fluctuate between 205 and 210, and I'm 6 foot. So what would that put me? I would be morbidly obese.
Yeah, it doesn't account for muscle. I used to have to get taped.
Yeah.
In the military.
Yeah.
I was more muscle.
Yep. Yeah, that's the other way you can do it. You can do it by tape. There's other ways you can do it too as well. DEXA scan can do it. They also do it by they have a water DEXA, which will put water and it weighs you, and that one's pretty accurate. That's definitely the way to do it. But if we're saying that, listen, you're 60 pounds overweight, we need to start doing some weight loss. And at that point, what I would do is look at semaglutide, tirzepatide, and you should be able to lose a good amount of that weight pretty quick. Maybe in a year, and you're saying, well, a year, that could be a long time, but really it's not. I mean, if you lose, let's say, I don't know, was it 3 pounds, 5 pounds every month? 5 pounds, and that's a pretty easy goal to obtain. So you probably lose it a lot more faster, to be honest with you. The good part about losing it over time, though, is elasticity of skin might reflect where if you lose it real quick and real fast, and say you lose 60 pounds in under 3 months, you're probably going to have a lot of loose skin.
It's 5'11".
5'11". So that's what I'm trying to say. So if you're 5'11", you need to be, I mean, with muscle, you could be around 200 pounds. But 5'11" to a BMI chart, you need to be, 160, 175 is what it says. If you're at 200 pounds at 5'11", you're going to be overweight. But like I said, let's not count that, because if it's all muscle or you're a good amount of muscle, then you're not going to be overweight or unhealthy, right? Or obese. Like, it's just crazy. That's where this doesn't really tell the true tale by just numbers. You have to look at the person and see what's going on muscle-wise too as well. Fat mass, fat-free mass. Those two different things. Eric Navarro in the house. What up? How you doing, brother? I hope all is well. Be seeing you on the 29th, brother, down here for New Year's. Going to get it in for sure. It's going to be awesome. All right.
Look at this guy right up here.
Can you stack this with Test Trend? I'm sure you could. Queen Red Babe, how you doing? I hope all is well. Hawk Squad in the house, I hope all is well. String Guy said, also, willpower is huge during the holidays. Maybe have a cheat meal or a cheat day, but not a cheat week. Absolutely. You guys do not want to do that. Don't regress during the holidays. Take this time. Yes, you can have and indulge in some different things, but don't go overboard. Don't say, oh, I'm just going to forget about what I've been doing for right now, just so I can indulge. Don't do that, because you're just going to put yourself behind. You're going to be kicking yourself in the butt. Like, why did I do that? What did that question say? All right. How long do items like glutathione last in vials? Mean how long until I throw out and renew up? So, I mean, usually 6 months is what they give on BUD dates on most of the therapies and stuff like that. I know after some they say after you pop the top, only 28 days is good for. That's not true. That's what it has to be put on by law. But at that point, I would say 6 months. Might have a little bit more time if they're stored away, not popped and stuff like that. But they should last. I mean, even if it was over 6 months, concentration's not really going to go down, but that's what we usually say. Been taking TRT for 2 years. Alternatives to get off. So if you're wanting to get off from TRT, HRT, and my first question is why, right? Is there things going wrong? It could be financial maybe. I don't know. But, these things, if you want to get off, there is ways to get off. So you could do enclomiphene with an anastrozole to get off, but you're going to have to take that ongoing if you really want to keep your levels to where they're at. Because you could get off, in theory, and try to reboot your system, right? And hopefully it'll come back. They usually never come back number-wise as good as it was before. So, when you've been on TRT for 2 years, you've been consistent, and at that point, coming off, you'd have to bridge it. So, enclomiphene with an anastrozole, which is AI, or ATG possibly with an anastrozole. Those are probably going to be your best bets to trying to get off, to bridge over and back to a natural status. So those are going to be your way to go for sure, 100%. Okay.
Got a new follower.
All right. Appreciate that. Appreciate it, guys. If you guys can share this with everybody, share the lives. I know on TikTok you can press share at the bottom. Tag some people and some of these different things.
Continue.
I asked because my fault, but I got an arm infection. Not fun. Cut and drain open wound care 3 months. Wow.
You remember what it was?
Yeah, it was for glutathione. How long is it good for?
Yeah.
Before you throw out a vial.
Yeah.
Now, with this, all right, you got to make sure you do two things when you're doing stuff like that. That is not fun. I definitely understand that. It's not fun. The first one is that you want to make sure that you're cleaning the site properly. And that's going from a small circle and then going out and making a big circle, not wiping across because you're just wiping it back and forth. The next thing, clean the top of the bottle. That's the other thing. And making sure, because, that's not fun. It's not fun at all. And, we don't have too many patients that have went through this, but it can definitely happen, and you don't want this to happen for sure. All right. Surgeon said, what did he say? Surgeon,
This one right here first.
Reason getting off, trouble having a baby. All right, so I don't know who you're going to for therapies, if you're going to us or somebody else. If you're going to us, you probably wouldn't have this issue. All our patients that are trying to have babies, we never make them get off hormone replacement therapy. And a lot of the people that have problems having babies with TRT is because they're just on TRT. Their gonads are going through atrophy, so their testicles are shrinking and they're turned off. They're not producing enough semen, and they're not able to get their partner pregnant. If you are on HRT properly and you have balanced levels all the way around and add back therapy, so it means testosterone's right, estrogen's right, plus you have add back support for the testicles to make sure that they don't stop working. That means semen production doesn't stop working, natural levels don't start, it starts, nothing stops, basically. So at that point, you're going to be good to go. And the reason we do this is because, one, if you get off TRT or HRT, your levels are going to drop unless you take enclomiphene or whatever it may be. And you can do that. You could do that, and it will raise semen production and help you with your levels. And it could help, as far as pregnancy-wise. But the reason we keep them on TRT is because they still have the drive and want to have the sexual relations. When people get off of TRT and HRT sometimes, they lose some of that, right, in the interim. So this will keep them shooting and then have a lot more to go with the shot, if that makes any sense. So that's kind of where our things are at, right? Canlin said, surgeon said I hit a vein in triceps, then softball-sized hematoma got infected. Okay, all right. So, in the triceps, you were shooting glutathione in the triceps? Oh, man. I wouldn't shoot glutathione in the triceps, per se. I would definitely shoot in the delt. The delt's going to be pretty good as far as that goes, and hopefully you won't have that. No problem. 5 alcohol swipes and bottle. Yeah, hit a vein. Wow. So I guess that could happen. Like I said, I haven't had that happen to too many patients here. I don't really remember any patients right off the bat that have had something like this happen. I've definitely had a hematoma in my arm, from shooting something, and at that point, having to drain it and stuff like that. So I definitely know personally how it is. It's something you don't want, and at that point, hopefully it never happens again. You just do your proper cleaning, sanitary things as far as the injections, and your shots of where you're injecting at, right? If you're going straight in, usually, and did you do it with an insulin needle? That's the other thing. I would do it with the 30 gauge or a 31 gauge half-inch needle that we use. Usually you wouldn't hit a vein, or even if you did, it wouldn't cause, hopefully, hematoma like this maybe did to you. But I don't know. Maybe you did. I don't want to assume or guess or anything like that. So, Shaped by Sarah in the house. Will Miller Realtor. What's up, Cutthroat? Jigsaw. Moto Nick. What's going on? Shauna Purcell said, it only takes one sperm. Why stop HRT ever? This is so true. Especially when you're doing it right. And when you're not doing it right, or you're getting prescribed wrong, and you don't know that, right? Most people are like, I don't know. I'm just doing what the doctor told me. This can happen and have problems as far as, your semen production getting cut down and not be able to, have enough to go in. Always have your partner get checked too as well, because there's people out there that think that it's just them, and it might not be them. It might be the partner, or it could be both parties. So, this is something that, if you're a guy, you can do a sperm analysis and you can check right away if you're good, the mobility of the sperm, the volume of the sperm, all that stuff. And girls can get checked out too as well, but it is what it is. Your fault. I use brand new insulin needles every time. Totally not using my tries. Yeah, don't use tries no more. And I'm glad you're using insulin needles, because it'll be a lot easier for that. All right. Woo! Yeah, definitely not the tricep. Delts for sure. I would definitely do that. Definitely not the triceps.
Learning moment.
Yep, the learning moment for sure. And listen, I shoot, I shoot Hercules in my triceps. So I'm not saying I don't shoot my triceps, but I've got a couple spots where I know I'm going to be good at and have no issues as far as what went on there. What's going on? Victoria Bombshell in the house. What's going on? Hunter Chitwood. What's going on? C. Ange. What's going on? How you guys doing? All right. So we talked about MK-677 therapy of the week, the oral GHRH therapy. You guys can get, all you guys have to do is fill out the new patient paperwork, see our medical provider via video conference, and you guys can get it ordered to your doorstep, and a number of other different therapies that we offer here at Type Medical Center. All right, so let's get into our last topic of the day, and I got to get going here because we have our Type Medical Center Christmas party going on, and I got to get ready for that. All right, so the next one is 11 foods experts say can boost your brain health and help ward off dementia. So this is pretty cool. Listen, every single day, and especially for these Titan Talks, I look for information that, one, is going to be really, really good information for not just me, but for you guys. And something that can hopefully educate you guys or be a good source of something that you've learned, viable source of education or information that you learned in one day, right? And very simple. So let's talk about this. This is really cool because brain health is just as important as physical health. Okay, if you have a physically healthy body, and let's say you get dementia, it's not going to do you any good because you ain't going to know nobody or know where the hell you're at. So at this point, let's talk about this. So it's been scientifically proven that the diet can influence brain health, right? You are what you eat. That's one of those old sayings that is true. So the brain represents 2% of the total of our body weight, right? But when it consumes 20% of all our calories that we intake. Think about that. The brain, 2% of our total body weight and 20% of our calories. Man, it's taking a pretty big cut. The brain uses more calories than any other organ in our body. That's pretty crazy. So what you eat really determines on what you're going to be feeling and how you're going to be feeling, the thinking process and all these different things. And, we want to talk about proper nutrition and foundation, and that's not just for building the muscle, but for brain power too as well. And, just as our bodies, we care for our bodies through exercise and balanced diet, nurturing our brains through the right foods is essential for a vibrant and youthful mind. So at that point, we want to really look at some of these different things, what we can be eating for our body to really, really help it. And when we start going into these different things, let's talk about some of these different things we talk about. And we talk about broccoli. We're talking about avocados. We're talking about, different things as far as, what are we got? Broccoli, blueberries, that's another one. Eggs, that's another one that I eat every single day. Fatty fish, fermented fish, turmeric, tuna, leafy greens. I already said fatty fish. What do we got? Ginger. I don't take this one. Ginkgo biloba. Ginkgo is known as enhanced memory and cognitive function. It's believed to improve blood flow to the brain, protect brain cells from oxidative damage. That's pretty cool. Fermented foods. This is something that I don't really get into, but kombucha. I know a lot of the girls in the office. Some yogurts are beneficial for this too as well. You want to give your body different things that it's going to help it, protect it, and help it maintain the processes that it's supposed to be doing optimal. So these are just some of the foods. There's 11 different foods here. And at that point, you guys can start researching these different things for yourself. Eat for yourself. Eat to perform better. Eat to feel better. That's really what it's all about. And I think if you guys do that, you guys will obviously get good weight loss results too as well if you're eating properly. You guys will be sleeping better. You guys will be feeling better. And that'll just be overall better for you in the long run. So do what you can for sure, 100%. Do we have any other questions on here?
Yep.
Any antibiotics against peptides with resulting welts? CJC IPA. All right, so yes, this could happen, Shauna. Shauna, you always got these great little comments. All right, so any antibodies against peptides will resulting welts. So this is true. So some peptides, your body can produce antibodies. And when these antibodies happen, what happens is your body has an allergic reaction, and this can be welts. This can be common for some people out there when doing the injections. They could have itchy to red sites. They could have welts that result in it. Different things can happen. And this can happen, not the first time it can happen, the second or third time per se, but usually does happen the first time. If somebody usually does have these antibodies, it usually happens the first time, and they usually get some sort of allergic reaction. With CJC IPA, it can be with any injection, really, subcutaneous. But some of these peptides like CJC or ipamorelin, AOD, I think could do it for some people out there. So it's just something to look at. Semorelin's the exact same way. So it can be minor, as long as you can deal with it and not have a problem with it. But if some people, they get really bad welts and stuff like that, then this might not be, or those might not be the therapies for them to be able to utilize. And Merry Christmas to you too. And Merry Christmas to everybody else out there. I hope everybody's going to have a great Christmas with their family, friends, their loved ones. All right, so Insane Scorpion said, I'm doing the TRT, tight and strong and tight and complete. Feeling amazing. Thank you guys so much for all the help with all my therapies and the questions that I always have. Great staff. Thank you, Insane Scorpion. That means a lot, man. I really appreciate it. And I'm glad you're feeling good, dude. That's what it's all about. We're here to help you guys feel better, look better, and perform better, and to answer your questions, and to be here if you're not feeling good or something's going on or you want to talk to us about something. That is what we're here for. We're here for your support. We're here to get you to where you want to go and to make sure that you're happy and healthy doing it, right? So thank you so much. This means a lot to me when people come on here and talk about their experiences, talk about some of the different therapies that they've been utilizing or that they are using. So thank you so much. Fit Haas Coach, what's going on? Shauna Purcell. Glucose control, less fat on body, less inflammation, less vascular damage contributing to microvascular dementia and brain changes. So true. So Shauna with the great information again. Glucose control, sugar control, if you guys don't know what glucose is. This is key. You want to lower your glucose level in your body. You want to make sure that you're monitoring glucose levels in the body because sugar and high sugar levels and high glucose levels can be detrimental to your health in so many different ways over time, right? It's not necessarily the one time where you go binge on a whole bunch of chocolate that you're just going to break down that day. But as you keep doing it or keep binging on sweets or have high glucose levels, this is where it's going to help with cellular deterioration, so breaking down the body, deteriorating, vascular damage like she was talking about. And this does all types of different things to the brain. And inflammation is one of the other things that goes so negative against the body and can hurt the body over time if inflammation keeps up. So this is where dementia comes in, brain change can come in. When we talk about high glucose levels, insulin resistance, so this is something to really look at. And glucose is something that we all need to look at, especially as us as Americans, because it's in everything that you guys are intaking out there. I mean, I look on the back of everything that's out there that my son wants to get, that Sharice wants to get, that I'm gonna intake, and majority of the stuff I don't even intake because I'll look at it, I'm like, man, it's either high fructose corn syrup, and now the companies they've gotten smart because everybody knows that that's not good for them, and then corn syrup, right? And then another kind of syrup. I mean, it's crazy. Or then you have to deal with sugar substitutes that are, in my opinion, can be just as bad for you or cause some of these other health issues. So at that point, you just got to stay away from it. It's okay to have some sugar, I guess, in some things, but you really have to limit it, and you have to watch it because it's in everything. And we got to remember, carbohydrates, all these different things, this can turn to glucose too as well, and you don't want that, right? Even eating fruit, it's all about balance and not going extreme in some of these cases or down some of those roads.
Comment up here. TikTok.
Woo! Merry Christmas to the best in the business. Happy, healthy, and safe New Year. Thank you so much, Canlin. So Merry Christmas. Happy New Year's to you guys. I appreciate all you guys, especially our patients out there. Thank you guys for so much support, man, through the years. It means so much to me, and that's why I do these shows. That's why I want to be a part of everything. I want to be right there with you guys, helping you guys make sure you guys get what you guys need to do and get what you need to get. Just got my test. My folic acid is low, like dangerously. On pills now. Okay. So I'm the muscle extra. So just got your test. Thank goodness for that. You're getting going on that. Folic acid. If you need folic acid, we do have an injectable folic acid that we can get you. Hopefully the pills will work. As far as oral for folic acid, I see a lot of people take them, and it usually works pretty good. I don't really like oral things, but listen, if it's easier to do that than to do an injection, I totally understand that, right? But just let's check this and make sure. So let's follow up with a blood test. Make sure, listen, the test's working properly where it needs to. Folic acid's up. You're on your way to being healthier, happier, and optimal, okay? Seems after 2 days off, especially with antibodies. Yeah, this is true. It seems after 2 days off, especially with antibodies. Yep, I mean, listen, I've seen it 1 day off. I've seen it the same day. So you really got to watch some of these different things. And people just need to let us know, like, if this is happening, then we need to start looking at some different things. Oh.
Got one up here for you.
All right. Got my blood work back. Male, 44, great shape. Test was 540, but free test was only 3.5 or something. By having reservation about going on the HRT, what are other options? All right. So there are other options. Now, 44, you're in great shape. 540 test, 3.5 as far as you're free. So we need to look at some different things. Now, these different things you'll still have to take to keep your levels up high. So if you go on clomiphene, HCG, kisspeptin, these will, and if it was the two I would recommend would be glutathione, in clomiphene or HCG. And I would recommend those the most. By doing that, you will raise those levels up, and all the levels should raise, total testosterone and free testosterone. But at 44, you're gonna have to stay on something consistently to keep those levels up. That's, at your age, this may be, and listen, I would go, and if you don't want to do it, do the enclomiphene, do the HCG for a while, see how it's going. But, I would starting to think about possibly, getting on the bandwagon with HRT or TRT. The reason I say that is because it's only going to go downhill from here. There's nothing that's going to recharge your levels. There's things that can go get your levels up while you're on it, but when you come off, it's going to be the same thing. So why not get the best, right? Why not be the best? And that's kind of where HRT, TRT will come into play. But the next question is when do the 540 come, or in the 3.5? Was it AM testing? So did you take your blood test at 8 o'clock in the morning, or did you take it in the late afternoon? The reason I ask you that is because usually providers and stuff like that want to get AM tests in the morning. And there's nothing wrong with that. But usually the more telltale numbers come in the afternoon because levels start going down, down, down. And that's why a lot of people, they can start off the day okay, but then when they get home at night after that long day of work or stress or whatever it is, their levels are pretty low or lower. And at that point, they want to take a nap and go to sleep. So this is something to look at to make sure. Emotional support went on it. So Candlin, was it enclomiphene or clomiphene?
This one?
Yeah. Because he said enclomiphene is dangerous for me. I need anger management and emotional support when on it. So two things, clomiphene or enclomiphene. And enclomiphene, same molecular structure almost to clomiphene, but not the same. So when I took clomiphene, definitely negative thoughts. I got the side effects, bad business. I'll never take it again. But I take clomiphene now. Awesome with my add-back therapy. Little capsule, it's great. I might start taking some HCG and switch it off every month when the compounded version comes back next month. But at this point, I take clomiphene. I've been taking it for at least a year and a half. Works very well without the negative side effects. And trust me, I know that happens to a lot of people on clomiphene. But in clomiphene, usually, all our patients right now, there's no problems with that at all. So, yeah, definitely, it sounds the same family, but not the same molecular structure. Just joined. My test level was 470 at AM. Doc said I'm fine. You're not fine. Do you feel fine? That's the next question. And probably not. And the doctor, that primary care is going to say you're fine. And let's talk about this. And he said, no, I don't feel fine. Exactly. You went into him because you probably didn't feel too good. Low energy levels. You could have depression possibly. You could have, erectile issues or low libido function. You'd be gaining body weight or having fat deposits on the body you've never had before. And you're like, what the hell is going on? Let me go to the doctor. Doc, I don't feel too good. All right, let's test your test levels. So you test your test levels. You come back at a 470 in the AM. In the AM. And like I was just saying this before, in the afternoon, you'll come back even lower. I'll put a bet on it. But at this point, when they look at that level, primary care physician, the level of testosterone for a total, like let's say through LabCorp, is 296 to 964. 264 to 916. And at that point, when you go in there, that's a big range, right? Well, if you come back at 270, 280, you're fine. You have normal test levels. Your test level's fine. So when they see 470, they're like, oh, your test level is just fine, man. You got like 2 over from the bottom. You're good. They look at that range. But you want to be at like 800 or 900. You want to be at the optimal range, right? Because that is where your body's going to work optimally. When you're younger, that's where those levels are at. And that's probably when you looked your best, you felt your best. That was in the best times you had. So that's where you want to get it back to. That's what we can help you get it back to because, listen, if you go through primary cares and go through insurance, they have restrictions, things that you have to hit, for you to even get prescribed testosterone. And then you're going to need the aromatase inhibitor to make sure you don't get gynecomastia, you don't have irritability, no water retention, add back therapy so your testicles don't shrink or semen production doesn't go down. So you want people that know what they're doing, messing with your body, especially in this light, and that are going to help you out in the problem that you're having. And like I said, at 470, at 8 o'clock in the morning, I know you don't feel fine. And you said, I don't. The doc says you should be fine because your levels, it's normal. It's in the normal range. So that sucks, guys. So listen, we're here for you guys. Let us help you. Franco, my test came back at 1,500, estrogen at 10. Any suggestions on how to bring my estrogen back up? So are you taking an aromatase inhibitor, Franco? That would be the next question. Because if you have a 1500 test level, I don't think that's natural. You must be taking some testosterone or something that's raising it up. You must be taking an aromatase inhibitor along with that. Yes, too much. Okay, so it really depends. So the aromatase inhibitor, now listen, I don't think 10 is the worst, right? Now, when you start looking at your reference ranges, if it was like through LabCorp, I think you're fine at 10. But some people do feel a little bit too dry and achy at 10 still, and you probably want to go like 20. So you might just want to cut back the aromatase inhibitor just a little bit and then retest. You have to be consistent on what you're doing as far as taking the medications and blood testing so you get a right result, right? A specific, a detailed, right-on result and not a guesstimate or a round. Because then you're just going to start playing Frankenstein and your levels are going to be going up and down and up and down, and so is your mood and all these different things. I do have lung cancer stage 3. My eyes are puffy. Is it the immunotherapy? It ain't immunotherapy with us because we don't have any patients that have lung cancer stage 3 that are patients. Sorry, guys. We wouldn't treat that. So I know you're not a patient with us, Steve.
What's he asking?
Is it the immunotherapy? It ain't
Causing lung cancer? No.
Nah, man. This is definitely not us. So
what are you asking, guy?
yeah, for sure. It's kind of weird. Big shout out, George Hanna. What's going on? So if you guys get our amino acid therapies, our awesome guys at First Choice, help us out with that. It's awesome. Hilda Nia, what's going on? Jay Riggs, number some tested, fasted in 2 days, no working out. All right, so AM. That's what I thought. So I remember I was telling you, I knew it was AM. And no working out, as far as that messing with your test levels, I don't think that's really going to mess with your test levels. That would more work with kidneys, liver maybe, stuff like that. But it should be good. Seth Jordan, big shout out. I hope all is well. The Artist of Nails, what's going on? Sure, what's going on? Tito's Flower, what's going on? Thanks for the advice. I'll call and figure it out with the Titan team. Definitely. Call or text us. We'll make sure we take care of you. And clomiphene or clomid will both make you moody. I don't think that, Seth, honestly. I mean, listen, the reason usually those medications make people moody, and testosterone too as well, is that usually their estrogen range are out of whack. Now, in clomiphene and clomid, usually have a lower aromatase rate than testosterone or even HCG. So when I was taking it, I played with it, and, I took in clomiphene by itself, I took clomid by itself, stayed off testosterone, and then seeing how my estrogen was going to spike. So, different people are different, right? So some people aromatize a lot different than I would possibly. So I can't say it for everybody, but majority of people that do have issues with mood, irritable, being short fused, irritable, and all that, usually it's an estrogen problem and not a medication problem. Now, the one thing I did, like I said, with Clomid, that I don't get on clomiphene, and was specifically with clomid, was the dark thoughts. I didn't like that. I've never had dark thoughts my whole life. And when I started taking it, and I didn't even realize it until I really did start realizing, I'm like, oh my God, what is going on? I'm stopping this medication immediately. So, and when I stopped, probably about a week or two later, I was good to go. Thank God. So it's a common side effect. I know with some of these different things as far as dark thoughts. But in clomiphene, none of our patients have had that, and I haven't had that. So it's been a lot better experience as far as that goes. Isambasio, what's going on? 2 Live, Eddie Rivas, what's going on? Jay Marty, what's going on? Azotrome. Here's where we get the moody sides from a clomiphene. So maybe some people do. I don't know. But like I said, I would attribute that to probably estrogen levels and aromatizing to that. Because a lot of people that do take that, they don't take a aromatase inhibitor. Country Hustler, what's going on? I hope all is well.
A bunch of people watching.
Yeah, man, I'm loving it. Thank you guys for all joining in. I really appreciate it. If you guys got any questions, shoot them out to me. Lawrence, Big Lawrence, what's going on, brother? I just seen him a little bit ago. Hope all is well. I hope the appointment went good. I know he went in for a peptide appointment today for BPC 157 and stuff like that. So definitely going to get Lawrence feeling good. He's defying age too. I don't even want to say how old he is. He's in his 50s, right? And killing it. So you guys will probably be hearing from a testimonial from Lawrence, and you won't believe his age either. I never do. When I see this guy, he looks young as hell. It's just crazy.
Young at heart.
It is, man. Young at heart, young in the body. I love it all the way around.
He told me why he was getting his, I was snowboarding, I was wakeboarding, I was all kinds of this guy's active.
He's
man.
very active. Very active. Lawrence definitely does a lot of different things. Victoria Bombshell, hey y'all, happy holidays. Happy holidays, Merry Christmas to you. So Jordan, do you think it's something you could take long-term versus testosterone? So I do. I absolutely do. I think enclomiphene can be used for long, extended periods of time. I know it's not like Clomid's not supposed to be like that, but I think enclomiphene you could. Now, how long it's going to stay up level wise, I don't know. I think that, I've seen people on it for more than a year and their levels stay 700 or so just from that. And that's at 25 milligrams to 50 milligrams of enclomiphene daily. So that was the way that they kept their levels up. Some people that we have on AdBack therapy, we don't make them take it every day. It'd be like an every other day type thing, just to, for AdBack therapy, make sure their testicles don't shrink. But that's what it is. It's definitely it definitely works. I think, for long term if you didn't want to go on testosterone. But I do think that, listen, if you're going to be on that long term, why not just go on testosterone long term? I mean, you're just delaying what the inevitable is and what you should be on and what the better of the two choices is. Unless somebody says, "Oh, I don't want to stay as natural as possible." Well, I mean, I guess that's more natural. I guess. Really, is it? I don't think it is, but some people do, and that's just the way they look at things, and I guess the way they perceive it, and that's what they want to do, and that's okay. Until they're ready, we're not forcing anybody. We don't want to force them. Make sure they have pressure. We want to help them and help them along with the journey. Victoria Bombshell, 50s is the new 30s. Absolutely, girl. Yeah. And you're defying that thing too. I love it. I definitely love it for sure. All right. I know when you stop taking it, your levels usually revert back to your normal levels. That's exactly right. That's what I'm saying. If you're gonna just take that ongoing, you might as well take TRT and stuff like that ongoing, and get the full optimal results and feeling out of it. But it's like anything else. If you stop testosterone, levels are gonna tank. If you stop enclomiphene, levels are gonna go back down. You stop ACG and you're on that, and that's it. Levels are going to go back down. So if you are down as far as your hormone levels, there's no recharge. There's no battery charger that you're going to hook up to your testes and get recharged. Just not going to happen. Is it better to pin BPC close to the targeted injury to heal, or belly just as effective? Definitely closer to the targeted injury. That is a site-specific injectable therapy peptide. That healing peptide, you want it as close to the injury as possible. Not in the injury, not on the injury, not in the tendon that's hurt or anything. Closest subcutaneous without causing any pain. Okay? If you have belly issues, now shooting injectly close to the belly would be okay. Let's say it's Crohn's disease. Let's say it's an ulcer, something of those things, then that would probably be your best bet. All right? Very good questions, guys. Very, very good questions. All right, so let's talk about our poll question here. Where do you guys get your workout advice from? 10% said gym buddies and trainer. 22% said fitness personalities. I guess Michael Hearn, people like that. 60% said fitness apps. I've seen some pretty good ones out there. 10% said fitness websites, social media. There's a lot of influencers out there trying to do this, right? And then we have 5% personal trial and error, okay? 21% just by watching others. So what are they in the gym, or maybe they're on social media again? 60%, I have no idea where to begin and would like some help. Wow, that's a lot of people that don't know where to start. So this is really, really good information. The majority of people are finding it from fitness personalities online. Second biggest, watching others. So that could be watching fitness personalities or going to the gym and watching somebody do a set and going over there and doing the exact same thing. That's okay too. I mean, listen, you can learn a lot by watching some people, but you got to watch the people that are doing it right. Because if you watch somebody that has really bad form and you go over there and do that really bad form, you could hurt yourself. And at that point, that's not going to be good, or it just turns you off to whatever exercise you're doing, or even exercising altogether. A lot of people don't like to go in because they hurt themselves before, or they were too sore coming back, or whatever it may be. So this is really good information. Where do you guys get your information from? If you guys are on here and you guys want to share with me, let me know. Where I used to get my information from was, I would do just like anybody else. I think back in my day, I would go up to the biggest guy in the gym and say, hey, listen, how do I get big? How do I do this? And, it was a vast number of answers. And let me just go over some of the answers through the years. Some of the answers through the years. Got to train. Got to train real hard. You're going to have to get in here for at least an hour per body part. And then you're going to have to go home and you're going to have to eat. You're going to have to eat like 3,000 calories at least. And you're going to have to sleep at least 8 hours a day. You have to drink at least 1 liter of water every day. or up to a gallon. I said, okay. Other people, you're going to have to take this, this, and this. You're going to have to eat, and you have to train, and you have to sleep, okay? So I got that, and I was like, okay. And then, you get some people in there that tell you the truth, and they'll be like, listen, it's not going to happen overnight. Your genetics are going to play a really, really big role in how big you can get or what you're going to be able to do. But everybody can exercise and everybody can get in shape. So start basic, start progressing, and start getting more advanced. Start doing this by keeping track of what you're doing too as well, so you can hold yourself accountable. Am I doing as many sets or as many reps as I should do? Am I doing different exercises? Am I staying in here for the amount of time that I should be? And, for me, it's advanced so much where I don't put a time on my exercising. I go in there. I know what I need to hit. I have it laid out in my head. I've done it so many years. For some people, though, who don't know where to start, they need to write it down or they need to have it on an app. I like the apps. I've definitely seen some really good workout apps that show form. They keep track of how many sets and reps you do. Very, very cool stuff. And if you need that, then get that. If not, go old school. Get a little journal book, get a pen or pencil, go in there and write the things down. Do it on your phone. There's notes. Write it in there. It's real simple. You can do talk to text, and you don't even got to write anything. It'd be real simple and easy to do. But that's what I would recommend for anybody out there to do. Barbarian Hat, what's going on, brother? I hope all is well. Listen, I'm going to have Art get with you, or I'm going to get with you, and we're going to do something after the first year so we can set up the interviews, because I'm going to start interviewing people. You're going to be one of my first I'm going to have on one of my things, so that's going to be awesome. When are we going to see some of Mike's blood tests? Ha, ha, ha. Soon. We have the blood test, and we already filmed.
Yeah, we've got the whole video.
We've got the whole video. We've got multiple blood tests. We've got his consultation with the provider. I think we're going to wait till the first of the year, or till after the first really release it to really blow 2024 up.
It's 6:05, John.
It's 6:05. All right, guys. Listen, I appreciate you guys. I love you guys. I got to go because the Titan Medical Center Christmas party is supposed to be happening right now, and I need to be there for that. So I appreciate all you guys. Thank you guys so much. I hope you guys have a great rest of your week. Thank you guys for tuning in for Titan Talk Tuesday with me, John CO, and owner of Titan Medical Center. Definitely Barbarian. We are going to make it happen for sure. We can get a flyer made and promo started. We'll get everything made up and we'll get it going for sure, 100%. All right. Hope all is well with you guys. Have a great rest of your week. I appreciate you guys. And